Hello and welcome to Discovering Grayslake, unveiling the stories and people that make our town so unique. I'm your host, David Wool, and I'm thrilled to bring you this new podcast that explores fascinating stories and experiences of local business owners and community leaders, right here where we call home. Grayslake Rehabilitation Center is a community-based private practice physical therapy provider. Do you know they have 13 clinical providers with various levels of specialties, including orthopedics, sports, neurology, vestibular, geriatrics, pelvic floor, and aquatic? What? Did I just say they have a pool? Well, they do, and it's the largest indoor warm water pool in Lake County, featuring 2 underwater treadmills and swim currents, and recently added clinical treatment specialties, in layman's terms, shockwave. They have both radial and focus units that are the newest tool in regenerative medicine, available to everyone. They pride themselves on the most current and up-to-date specialized care to keep you moving. If you're looking for physical therapy, make sure to see our friends at Grayslake Rehabilitation. Wait. Grayslake has a record store? Are you ready to get into the groove? Well, I've got the perfect place for you with new and used vinyl, CDs, tapes, and more. At Andy's Records, they're not just about the hits. They're about the classics, the B-sides, the hidden gems, the vinyl vibes that make your heart skip a beat. For the record, Andy's is not your average music shop. It's a place where melodies meet memories. Andy's Records, because life sounds better with a little spin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode of Discovering Grayslake. Once again, recording from Agora. Thank you to Luke over here to go Agora. Gosh, listen to me today. Agora Co-working on the corner of Atkinson and Center Street. So if anybody's looking for a place to have a meeting or just needs a part-time place for an office, or if you would like it longer term, Luke can take care of any of your needs. And he's so gracious to have us here to record. So I'm here today because I'm completely fascinated. This is Jennifer Richard, not plural, right?
Correct.
All right. But you go by Jay.
I do.
Okay. So the commute here was probably terrible.
Across the street.
Right. So Jay's place is across the street, and it's called, is it Circus or is it Circus Kazoo?
Circus Kazoo is the name of the business, yes.
Okay. So if anybody's listening that doesn't know anything about Circus Kazoo, I think you're in for some fun because I basically know nothing about it except for I'm fascinated about some of the classes that you have there.
Excellent. Let's do this.
Okay. So let's just give a roundabout of what you do there.
So I'm the executive director and founder of Circus Kazoo. It was established in 2013. I was looking for a lot of things. I wanted to contribute community to Grayslake. I'm a resident here for a couple decades, and I had kids who were kind of in the middle range, and I wanted a place where they could have a tribe that just accepted them for who they were and all their quirks. And it's such a hard time to be like in the middle years. And I was in the circus. I was a performer, and I'm a certified educator. So I've got classroom experience. And it was just like a time in my life where I really wanted to start contributing and kind of have purpose outside the home. I had done the stay-at-home mom thing for a while. And like the stars aligned. And I don't have a background in business, but it just felt like I could be brave and push into a new space. And so I opened the gym with support of my family and friends, and 10 years later, here we are, and it's just been a really amazing ride.
Wow. Some of the things you say that strike me right off the bat is I love stories like this because to follow a dream that you have with you say you have no business experience, but you just dive into something you're passionate about, and it all comes together.
Yeah, learn as you go definitely is how this has been.
Okay, so you have a background in circus.
Yes.
Okay, I have no idea what the hell that means.
Okay.
So tell me what a background in circus is.
Yes. So I've always been a mover. I was a competitive gymnast as a kid, and I went to college at Illinois State University because that's a great teaching school, and that was the dream I was following. And I arrived, and there was a circus there, and I walked in the door and went, wait, what? And right. So they have so Gamify Circus is there, and it's an amazing community. I walked in and never left. It was an amazing time of just gathering friends and performing and having a tribe when it's kind of a big university, so it's nice to have a smaller group to connect to. And while I was there, I learned to perform, but also as an education major, they have a lot of pilot, magnet schools. And so they have a junior circus. So I also participated in coaching the kids there. And then I worked my way into being a choreographer of ACT. So then I was creating. And that just gave me a really good background for I guess, the hibernation phase of when I was having kids and teaching in the classroom. And 10 years later, it was sort of like I wanted to continue the craft of teaching, but I wasn't really loving the kind of teaching I was doing. So I just did some soul searching and reflecting, and what is it that I can contribute to this community, and it was really clear that circus is something I could attempt.
Interesting. So you put your two loves together,
and
equals a great business.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sure somebody's listening right now and they're going, okay, circus. So what kind of things are involved in circus? Okay, so the short
answer, we'll
start with the short one.
Yeah, like the common knowledge is I say things like, yes, like juggling and unicycle, like tight wire and acrobatics. Like, it's classic circus. When you kind of peel that back a little bit, we do ground acts and aerial acts. We've got youth, teenagers, adults. We've got kids as little as in the 5 range, and as old as in their 70s. Yeah, so it's really for anybody. It's not you have to be really fit or you have to be really flexible. It's supposed to be a really recreational entry-level circus where community and safety, the tribe of the community is really first. We call it a circus family. And then on top of that, we add the skills and end up performing akin to like a piano recital at the end of like a couple months. We do the same thing. So we put on like a full show, but everybody participates, from the littles to the bigs. Everybody gets to contribute. So we do shows a couple times a year, and then gigs around town. But it's really all the disciplines. So you'll have the option when you go to our website and you're like, what do I want to do? I always recommend an intro class first, because you'll do a little of everything. Every week you'll try something different. This week it might be acrobatics and tumbling. Next week it might be juggling. We might do some unicycles, some German wheels, some trapeze. So you try a little bit of everything in an intro class. And from there, it's sort of like decide what your passion is. Because that's the beauty about circus is it's rare to find somebody like me that has interest in all of the disciplines. Oftentimes you're going to find somebody who's like, I have a really ADHD kid who's just like crawling up my walls. What do I do with this kid? And I'm like, great, throw him on a German wheel. We'll do unicycle. It's like a constant full body workout. Or I've got somebody who's really loves like the math and patterning, and they're like, great, juggling. Like it's rare that you're going to find somebody who loves it all. So from an intro class, you kind of pick the thing you love, and then you go for that as your discipline. You can spend an hour just juggling. You can spend an hour just doing German wheel. But the intro, you kind of sample. It's like our sampler attempt.
Right. That must be really fun, especially with little kids, to watch what they're going to gravitate towards.
It is. And actually what's really interesting is they come in interested in something, but then they end up trying different things and loving that. And so they'll spend a year or two here, and then they discover like, oh yeah, in show I saw that one skill or that one kid do this really cool. I want to try that. And so they end up trying a lot of different things. And when they get to a place where they're pretty competent, we put them in the performance troupe. And then from there, we're doing gigs like out in the community. Like Closet Traders just had a little open house where they had vendors, and they had us, come out and perform and have kind of, it's like a show and share. Like they come in like a petting zoo, but for circus. Like come out and try your hand at like really easy stuff. And our performance troupe will then guide people through that. So.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay, first thing that strikes me. Obviously, I want to start a podcast, and podcasts are popular, right? So it should be an easy thing to market. Mm-hmm. So when you decide you want to have a place of circus classes, where the heck do you start, and where do you market that? Where do you bring it to schools? Do you bring it to like a
Well, that's an interesting question. So I originally wanted to just jump into somebody already doing this, but I was a Grayslake resident, and there was nothing in Lake County. The only circus that I could really find was Circus Team all the way downtown in the city. Actors Gym is in Evanston, but that's just north of the city, and that's like 40 miles from here. Yeah. And when you've got little kids, like getting dinner on the table is still a thing you have to do. So it was just... I kind of dove in and researched what is it that I could make out of this. I rented gyms. I was at the Park District for a while. I was at Prairie Crossing Charter School for a while, renting their gym. And then at some point I kind of needed to grow if I was going to expand this into a real business. So, just kind of dove in, incorporated, and started renting, space in Grayslake that kind of on a hope and a prayer.
Right.
Yeah.
And your space now is beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes. So if anybody doesn't know where it's at, I know we spoke about it in the beginning, but you can see it. Actually, we walk out the door here at Agora, you can see your building.
It's really bright and fun. I wanted it to be full of just exciting energy when kids and adults walked in the room, just to feel like it was a place that you could call home and, just be comfortable and excited.
Wow, it's crazy. And I've seen you guys you guys participate in the Grayslake parades.
We do.
So, and what do you call it? The German wheel? Is that what it's called?
So, yes. So it's like a big circle that is around your body. So it's kind of akin to a hamster wheel. It's a gymnastics discipline that you can do, obviously, as performance, but we also do competitive. So I've actually been on Team USA.
What?
Yeah, and I sit on the board right now. So that's like an actual like international competitive gymnastics sport that's done in lots of countries, and we travel as a team to other countries. There's judges and like international federations. It's kind of a big deal.
Everybody should see my eyes are wide open right now going, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really interesting and just fun pursuit.
Okay, so have you competed?
Yes, I've actually held a national title.
In which one? In the German wheel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a really fun pursuit, actually, and I started that after I decided to do the circus world.
Okay.
So the first thing I did was head out to American Youth Circus Organization, AYCO. Before it had two divisions, now it has educators and youth. When it was all kind of one, like I said, about 10 years ago, they were having a student festival. So I went out to Seattle to figure out what it is that people do if they're not in like family circus. And I knew, like Ringling and Cirque du Soleil, like I knew those existed, but I knew there were circus other places. So they had a whole bunch of workshops to, tell you how to do insurance and how to incorporate, but also equipment. You could walk on a tight wire, touch a German wheel. So I took some of both. I was working also to entertain myself, and I stepped on a German wheel for the first time in Seattle at one of those workshops and just fell in love. Came back here to Chicago, and lucky for me, it is sort of the hub of German wheel. We have the Team USA practices here, and Wolfgang Beansel is the head coach. He's got 60 titles or something like that. He's amazing. He pretty much wrote the book of German wheel. And so I got to train under him. As I was growing my business, I was training to be an athlete. And then, competed. I've been international competing, and I've also am a judge, so I'm a trained judge. So I kind of get to do all of it. I get to coach, and I get to train, and I get to judge, and I sit on the board, so I get to influence where we're going as a sport. Yeah, it's a really special thing, and there's just not a lot of places, even nationwide, that we have hubs, and so it's really special that I'm in Chicago.
We're taking a quick break just to say hello because everybody knows Nano. And Nano knows real estate. And actually, I believe that's the name of her Instagram page. So if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, or know somebody in the market for a home, contact Nano from Baird & Warner. She's a Grayslake girl helping out Grayslake people. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when you say you competed internationally, so were those international competitions, were they held here against other people, or did you have to actually go somewhere to compete?
I've gone to Switzerland to compete with Team USA. So
what?
Yeah.
How awesome.
Yeah, and then we've had international teams come here. We had Team Cup this summer, so I helped organize that event where other countries came here and we competed, all the countries. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love things that I have absolutely no idea about.
I know, it's amazing.
Now I'm enlightened.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
USA Wheel Gymnastics Federation.
Wow. Okay, so what besides competing with that, are there... Obviously, there's careers that you can get after that. It was like Circus Soleil or...
Yes, I suppose you could. Not many people have gone from competitive wheel into the Cirque du Soleil lane, although, like I said, Wolfgang started out actually performing with Cirque, and then he ended up starting kind of Team USA here. That was his his sort of professional path. You would think that more of that would happen, right. But wheel, because it's a really big discipline, isn't super common right now. You see the single wheel, it's called sear wheel or mono wheel, is you can do that on a smaller stage. So we're seeing a lot more of that right now in kind of professional circus shows, just I think because of size. Right. And it's kind of interesting and popular.
Wow, what a fun thing, because I think when I think of activities for kids to do, it's going to be dance or sports or band or...
Well, and what's neat about this is it's athletic artistry, so you can be really strong and flexible and a powerhouse. I'm doing backflips off the top of a wheel. I start 6 feet on a wheel and I do a backflip onto a mat. That takes serious athleticism.
Oh my God, yeah.
But we're also doing beautiful artistry. It's character work, it's musicality. You're doing it to show people how beautiful and how graceful and how powerful powerful this all is. So I love that both are happening in circus. It's not just, and there's a lot of beautiful art forms out there, but because I'm kind of a physical person, I've always really enjoyed the physicality of movement.
Right.
I love that that's a combination of artistic expression and strong powerhouse moves.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I also like that you said from 5 to 70.
Exactly.
Or whatever. There's not an age range.
No,
on this.
yeah, it's for everybody.
Yeah, and it seems like for a couple of things that you mentioned, it could be therapeutic for kids too, especially when they don't have an outlet to do.
I do find that a lot of the kids that walk in the door have stuff going on. You know, they're not feeling successful at school, and they can walk in our door, and it's a safe place. That's our first number one thing is safety. And I talk about safety within and safety around. So obviously we want the space not to hurt anybody,
Right.
and we have a really great track record of not hurting people. So that's really great.
Good.
It's our
That's
number,
good.
yeah, it's our number one thing.
Because some of your things look like torture to me.
Well,
like putting me in the wheel.
You could really get hurt in some
I'm
of
sure.
this stuff, but that's one of the things we talk about is safe progressions, and then safe within me. Like, I want this to be a space where you can walk in and whatever you got, you can throw it in the pot and be successful. You can contribute and you can find success. So that's a really big kind of pillar of what we're about in our gym is like the safety element.
Right.
And so kids can be successful, start small, have small successes, build on that confidence.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and also, especially the world we live in now,
Yeah.
Where children need to have, the
Outlets,
confidence and outlets and
absolutely.
something fun to do.
Yeah.
And something to tell their friends, and they're going to turn their head and look at them and go, "You're taking unicycle lessons?"
Right. And it's like more than just I hop on a unicycle. There's a social element because I have to be aware of the room. I've got to do partner tricks. I've got to listen to my coach. I've got to be aware of my body. So it's like a social thing. It's obviously physical. It could be that you're balancing somebody on your hands in a handstand or you're doing a backflip off a German wheel. Like there's the physical growth that you're doing, but it's internal too because you have to set goals for yourself. You have to work and pursue those goals. You're going to fail because you're going to drop that juggling club. You're going to fall off the tight wire. Like the success rate of doing circus, it's not just it comes to you. You have to have that grit
Sure.
and that focus and that repeated effort to continue to gain. So it's like maybe a magic pill. I don't know. I just find it to be amazing that it grows more than just one aspect of each person, that what we get out of it is so wide in the range.
That's so awesome. And I'm sure that, it's funny from either coaching baseball or coaching of these things, and you
Yeah.
can tell these kids, like the one kid that has really great hand-eye coordination,
Right.
maybe a great juggler.
Sure.
But me, I can't juggle anything except for my life,
Well,
which I
and
don't do very well.
so you'd walk in the door and we'd show you safe progression so you could find some confidence. Maybe we'd
Right.
start with scarves where it's a little bit slower so you can find your eye tracking and you can figure out the patterning. Then we would go to something like a set of like bean bags or rings or clubs. Like it starts in a place where you can gain confidence and
Right.
success, and then we build on that.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is really awesome. Okay, so the one thing that we are going to learn today about
Okay.
you is one thing. The reason I do the show is not only get to know about your business,
Sure.
but know more about you.
Okay.
So admittedly, Jennifer's never listened to the Discovering
It's
Grayslake
true.
podcast.
I am new to this.
Yes, actually, she's the one that was sending the hate mail in and told me to stop.
That is so not true.
So this will actually even be more fun. So this is something we call the Grayslake Hot Seat. Our Grayslake Hot Seat today is brought to us by our friends at Barbecue Productions. Our buddy Chris Schoenberger over there, thank you for supporting the show. And guys, if you're looking for great barbecue, look no further than Barbecue Productions Third Lake. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
I think it'd be neat to fly.
Excellent. Tell me a place that you'd like to travel that you've never been.
Croatia.
Croatia. I haven't had that one yet. And you can fill in the blank here. Hey, bartender, can I have a
Mojito.
mojito?
Or a mule. I don't know.
Okay. Or one for each hand.
Yeah, okay.
God gave us two hands for a reason.
I like it.
The favorite movie of yours?
Major throwback, but Sliding Doors.
Oh.
You know it.
I do know it.
Oh, nice. It's
Yeah,
my best friend and I's film from when we were kids. We watched that a lot.
That's awesome.
A lot of great deep conversations.
Do you have a go-to karaoke song?
Oh, no.
No. If you were gun to your head, had to do karaoke, what would you sing?
I don't have an answer for that. I don't know.
So she's shot. Your highest score in bowling that you've ever had?
I'm not a great bowler. Probably in the low 100s, like 130s, like not very great.
That's okay. Have you ever won an award? Obviously, you have.
Yes.
Okay, what's your favorite award you've won? Or the most proud of?
I'm actually a Golden Apple Scholar, which is something that really kicked off my education career. It provided education for me to go to school at Illinois State, and I got a lot of really great learning and workshops that helped me be a really great teacher. So I'm indebted to the Golden Apple Foundation for picking me as a scholar.
Wow, what an honor.
It was amazing, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so if you had to have a job right now and it wasn't teaching or it wasn't circus,
okay,
what would you choose to do?
I mean, education is such a craft that I love and appreciate. What would I do besides that?
Yeah.
I think real estate is really interesting, so
Okay.
maybe I'll just hop into that and look and help people find amazing homes.
Well, luckily, there's a couple realtors in Grayslake.
There's some amazing people around here.
Exactly. Tell me about the second time you got arrested.
Ooh, yeah, haven't had that happen.
Okay.
Yep.
Not for a second time, anyway.
Not first
Okay.
either.
Okay. What is your, and I know this is a little bit deeper one, but what is your biggest fear?
I think deepest fear. I mean, you put yourself out there in a town like this and you just hope that people show up. So probably just the isolation of I offer all these classes and we feel like we're doing a great job and no one comes.
And no one calls to sign up and you're sitting there by yourself.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, and which goes along with most people's is failure, right?
Yeah, failure.
It seems like you're doing okay. You don't need to be scared about that.
We're doing all right now.
All right.
Grayslake's really showing up for us. It's
Good. So
amazing.
anybody listening to this, you better sign up. We don't are fearful of anything.
Yes, we start our classes tomorrow. Please
All right.
come.
Awesome. How many texts do you send a day?
Many. I have like young adult children, so we're constantly texting.
Yes. That kind of communication.
Yeah.
Name a celebrity that you've met.
I don't spend a lot of time in the celebrity world.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not just randomly? It sounds like you're...
I don't know if I've really ever met anyone famous like
Really?
that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to get you out of the house.
Okay. Well, or
There's
out of the gym.
Out of the
I
gym.
spent a lot of time
Right.
there.
So you don't spend much time at home, it sounds like. What's the last thing you purchased on Amazon?
I just bought like a whole bunch of stuff for the gym, like carabiners, because I'm hanging a triple trapeze for a new class that we have. So.
Oh my God, everybody says that.
Well.
I'm hanging a triple trapeze for my.
Yeah.
What was the first car you ever owned?
A Ford Tempo.
Really? What's the first concert you ever attended?
Might have been Bon Jovi.
Nice.
Or maybe Hootie and the Blowfish.
Really?
Yeah. I love concerts.
Showing your age a little bit here.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I don't
That's
mind.
Good. That's good. I meant that in a good way
Yeah.
compared to me. Yes. Have you ever broken a bone?
Yes. I had a significant wheel injury and I blew out my ACL. So.
Really?
Yeah. That was well, I guess it's not a broken bone, but it's a broken ligament.
Sure.
That counts.
And that's worse than breaking a bone.
It kind of is, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, that's how I survived COVID, honestly, because then I could go to PT and talk to people. I was allowed to get out of the house.
Oh.
It was the biggest blessing. As an extrovert, that would have been really hard. So yeah, Christian Chebney,
Wow.
Yeah, I was really grateful that his friendly staff and
that's good.
shop, yeah.
So that gets
Helped me
you through.
heal.
So hey, sometimes that's a good thing.
I
You get
know.
hurt and then you
Silver
get to be
lining
out
for
there.
sure.
Exactly. It's like sliding doors.
Nice.
Would a 12-year-old version of yourself think you're cool?
Yes.
I love people that have no doubt about it, that you're like, yes.
I'm way cooler now than I was at 12, so yes.
Okay, that's very good. This is a very strange question for you because do you have a hidden talent?
I think no. Yeah, I'm kind of open book.
Well, your obvious talent, to me, is a giant hidden talent for any human being. What is your middle name?
Robin.
If you had to have a theme party at your house, what would it be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I really like board games and yeah.
You could have a game night.
Exactly. Game night. Yeah. Drinks and games. I like to be competitive.
For some reason, I can see that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Grayslake event to attend?
Summer Days is really fun because I get to perform and then there's concerts, so I get to dance with my girlfriends. So that's maybe one of my favorites. I think the balloons are beautiful.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
always a beautiful event.
If the weather's ever nice enough
well,
to actually
yeah.
have it go the entire way.
Exactly. And I've always been a big fan of fireworks. So just sitting around on blankets with my friends and family watching the fireworks is always good. We just have such good festivals here.
We do.
We're really lucky. This is a great town.
We do. And I talk about it all the time, but I think a lot of people take it for granted, all the fun stuff that we have here.
Absolutely. Yes.
And once again, hats off to everybody that organizes these things and put them together.
Yes.
It's fun talking to people and saying, when do you start planning this?
Yeah.
The day after the other one's over.
Exactly. I do a lot of big events, and logistics is crazy. So I'm super grateful that we have such a amazing town and group of people that provide all of those amazing events for us.
Thank you, everybody.
Yay.
We appreciate
We're so grateful for you.
Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. And this, I think Mike Pruitt sent this in when I was interviewing Brendan Rafferty.
The Pruitts are awesome.
They are
Their
awesome.
son is in our circus. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Awesome. Yeah. What does he do?
Unicycle primarily, but he's done other stuff too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's great.
Awesome. So you walk in to circus to work.
Yes.
And this is part of a movie, and you walk in slow motion, and what song is playing? What's your walk-in song?
I don't know if I have a song for that.
Come on, you can imagine it. It wouldn't be dun, 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 dun.
No, I don't think the classic songs that you associate with circus, like they don't go through my head because we don't really.
I was
use
kidding
that
about
stuff.
that. I was thinking something more powerful, and maybe Bon Jovi or something.
Maybe Bon Jovi, I could see that.
Okay, It's My Life or something like that.
Yes, that would be a good one.
Okay, it's almost like I should be a DJ in a past life or something like that. Do you have a big pet peeve?
Just cruel people. That's really hard.
I can understand that. We're going to end with this one because it's a little. What do you wish that you would have learned sooner in life?
I mean, the business stuff would have been nice to know prior to trying to grind through just the lessons as you go. Collaboration I think is always a really great thing in something like a circus. You're always working with people, so
absolutely.
Yeah, that's learning that little by little, lesson by lesson.
Your whole world over there is it's extremely interesting to me, big time. I know you also teach at Montessori school?
Yes. So part of what we do at Circus is residency programs. So I bring all of my circus gear to Nature Walk Montessori, Crystal Lake Montessori, Montessori School of Lake Forest, Frederick here in town. So I bring the circus to the student populations there. And I teach daytime at Nature Walk Montessori. So like I'm kind of their PE teacher, their movement teacher. The other ones are like after school clubs. So the kids choose and opt in after school. So I do that stuff during the day, after school, and then in the evenings I'm teaching in my gym.
That's really cool. So you do that at Frederick as well?
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
So you actually, bringing it to them, how hard is that? Do you have a lot of stuff that you have to bring?
I do.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like an easy thing.
Yeah, I do a lot of carrying of the things. Kind of a circus Sherpa as well as an instructor.
A circus Sherpa.
Yeah.
Do you have a t-shirt that says that yet?
I should.
You should. We got to talk to the girl at Jam and Tees. So we got to talk to those girls and get it. Yes. I'll get that ordered for you.
Perfect.
If you girls are listening, come on. Just make it and get it to her.
I'll just put another order in because I use them as well. They're amazing.
You do?
Yeah.
They are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot of fun. What else? I got like a little sneak list of some other information on you.
Oh boy.
But also says that you love elephants.
So yes, a lot of people look at circus and they're like, oh no, it's like we don't do the animal thing.
Right.
It's a contemporary circus where it's just the bodies. So we end up decorating a lot with elephants and animals in artistic representation. So in my gym, it is very colorful, but the lounge is like wall-to-wall art. Really? Students have made it. Friends and family have made it. I've purchased it. So a lot of elephants are in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody's got their thing. You got to have a theme over there, too.
Exactly. It works really well.
Okay, so being with circus, do you ever go to the circus? Or are you
all the time?
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
favorite circus to go to. If I needed to go to one, where would you go? Do one of these?
Well, who's in town? I mean, there's so many amazing circuses. Yeah. So I think Cirque du Soleil Crystal is in town. We just saw the whole staff went for kind of an event over the holidays to see 'Twas the Night, Cirque du Soleil downtown. So that was a really fun event. Pretty much if there's circus in town, we all go. As many of the student population and, of course, the coaches.
Right.
Because it's really important to see what other bodies of work are out there. It inspires the students to be just at the top of their game. It inspires the coaches just to bring, new, fresh perspective to what they're doing. So I really like to, consume as much circus as possible.
That's awesome. And you think about how popular these things are, because you go to Vegas, how many Cirque du Soleil shows are there?
There's several, and they're lovely.
Yeah. And so have you got to all of them that you wanted to?
No, not to all of them, but I have seen several.
All right. Is there one you want to see really bad?
I haven't seen the Beatles show.
I've actually seen. I think that's the only one that I've actually seen.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So always amazing, because just their stage is phenomenal. That water and the stage drops out, and it's just
Yeah. So that's gotta be really cool for you.
Yes, that's one of my favorites.
Wow. Okay, so we're gonna go way back though. So where did you grow up?
Palatine.
Okay.
So in the area.
All right. And so you grew up in Palatine, but how do you end up in Grayslake?
So I went to Illinois State and
which is right around the corner.
Yeah, it's just a couple hours away, so it's a local school. And then right after college, we kind of started a family, my husband and I, and he was working in the Milwaukee area, and I was working in Wheeling, so we kind of split the difference and ended up in Grayslake. For a while, we moved to Colorado, and then came back to Grayslake. So
nice.
We've been here for, I think, 20 years. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, long-time resident.
That's great. I always find it interesting how people end up here.
Yeah.
Because we have a very unique group of people here.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's funny, the people that come, and then they'll leave, and then they come back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've never left, except for college.
Fair.
But yes, I'm just
that's
stuck.
right, because you grew up here.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes. Many moons ago.
Yeah, well.
Many moons ago. But it's fun to see how things have changed in all the different businesses that we have.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times people really, especially people listen to the podcast, and feedback that we get back is, and when we talk the village center and all of these things that are actually just, on right downtown,
Absolutely.
Our main
drag.
It's
neat to have a great downtown.
It is really cool. But I think people are starting to realize how many other things are really out there.
Yeah.
That I think that's where I go to eat and drink.
Sure.
Basically.
Right.
But I go all around. But your business been there. So how long have you had that spot?
We opened in 2015. So I incorporated in 2013 and rented different places in Grayslake looking for a home. And then early in 15 is when we opened.
So you've had that place for that long?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I guarantee that there's going to be people listening that will drive by now and be like, oh, that's what that is.
There's Circus on the front, so you'll be able to find us.
Yeah, and then next to you is it used to be Kawa, but they just changed, right?
Yes, yep.
Right. Yeah, it's just that. It's really interesting when I go to each little, what do you call them, strip mall thing and see, but yours is very, very unique.
Yes, and colorful.
Yes. So do you see yourself staying there for a long time? Do you like that space?
It's working for us so far. I just need a big, tall, open space that can be converted to a lot of different functions. Okay. We do practices, we do birthday parties, and we do shows. So how we use that facility, because it's just one big cavernous space, is multifunction. Our normal lounge for parents becomes our birthday party space, and then during shows becomes our backstage. So that's where we put all of our gear and the kids, the performers, and then our training space becomes the show area and then where the audience sits. So, I can't imagine leaving because it functions really well for us, but you never know what the future holds, I suppose.
Right. And speaking of the future, do you have any big grand plans of bringing this somewhere else or having another facility or anything like that?
I don't at this point. We're just still trying to establish what are the things that we as coaches want to bring? What are the community interested in? So it sort of, dovetails based on what interest and what kids are, because it comes in generations. We've been here long enough now that we've had groups come through, they age up through the program, and then they end up at ISU and doing the circus thing.
That's so cool.
It is.
It's got to make you very proud to see that happen. It
totally does, yeah. And then they come back and they coach for us. So, it's been kind of a neat, just because we've been around so long now, to see sort of the legacy, the intergenerational repeating and bringing the new ones in and teaching them up and getting them to be, you know, our junior coaches and helping with classes because they're so excited about what they've learned. And I think we're going to be there for a while, right. But I don't think we're going to expand at this point.
It sounds like you're doing a lot of the stuff, so it would be very hard for you to have, with all you're traveling around to different schools during the day and then having your shop there.
Yeah, so that's how we expand. We just push in, or I've had the Waukegan Special Rec come out and bring their adaptive adults to our gym, and so we can have people come in for workshops as well as push out into different communities. And we've gone to schools and done shows or done like our petting zoos where we can bring populations of students or guests, and they can try the circus at a really recreational intro level. So that's how I see myself expanding, maybe not a facility, but kind of a nut and bolt, like latch on to other programs that are already really existing. Cool. Yeah.
You said adaptive adults. What's that?
So adults who have either adaptive needs because they're neurodivergent or they have some physical challenge that would make circus in a normal population more challenging. Right. So we can slow it down. We can do adaptive either equipment or teaching progressions to make it possible for people who've got needs that are outside of your typical population, access circus. And it can be fun for all bodies and all cognitive abilities. It's amazing.
I thought that I was going to be less blown away, but I'm more blown away on all the things you do, because it sounds like it really is a service to people as well as just having fun. It's like an outlet for fun, but to be physical and do everything.
Exactly. And in community. Right. So it's very rarely done as a solo thing. So it's like I said, it's a magic pill. It's just amazing.
Right. Okay. So I hate saying the C word because I like saying the C word, but not COVID. Oh. Just the look on your face, right? You're a little scared. So during COVID, during all this, obviously you have to shut down. And was it slow coming back, or were people like rip raring ready to go?
We were closed down for about 6 months. Okay. And then in the summer, kind of following COVID, we were really blessed to have somebody who had a lot of knowledge in virology on staff. And so we went through what can we do in the gym to make this possible so we can bring people back. So we trained in masks. We had a lot of cleaning, obviously. Instead of being on like a fabric mat, we would do vinyl mats, spaced, farther apart, less hands-on spotting. So we scaled back some of the skill progressions to make them slower to learn but more individual, so you could hang on to your equipment and not have somebody right there breathing on you. So we did a lot of that, but like I said, it was about 6 months and people were excited to have company again. Like they wanted to be in community. We'd all been home and feeling isolated, so there was definitely interest right away as soon as we opened up. People were excited to get back together.
Yeah, I'm sure, and especially like that because it is a community for you guys, which is awesome.
Yeah, and we just performed in masks. Wow. So, yeah.
Okay, somebody listening right now that's interested, best way for them to get more information or to get their kids or themselves signed up.
Yes, that would be amazing because we have kids, teens, and adult classes, and they're all starting up tomorrow, which is actually awesome. Yeah, so circuskazoo.com is our website, and we're on all the social media platforms. The Facebook.
So make sure to give a follow right now too to make sure that you know what's going on and to look at some pictures on here because I was looking at some going, holy cow.
Yes, crazy. And that's the best part is all the pictures and videos. Yeah. And so this is a skills session, so it's kind of an easy to get in right now. We're not preparing for a show until May, so it's a really nice time to be like, I don't know how to do this at all, and you can start slow and you can join a class, maybe an intro class if you've never done it before, or if you're just like, that German wheel sounds awesome, let's do it. Yeah. I've got classes for teens, adults, kids. Yeah, there's a lot.
So cool.
Yeah, and all of the schedule is on our website and you can register. Yep.
Okay, it brings me another question. Why is it Circus Kazoo?
So my husband and I, ages and ages ago, always thought it would be fun to open a bar. And I think for both of us, it was just community. We wanted a place to pour into the town. And the more we talked about that, the more fun it sounded. And that always kind of stuck in the back of I just kind of had it in the back of my mind. And when I decided that opening a circus made sense, I played with a lot of different names, Circus Follies, and just I wanted something that was fun and playful that had good energy. Right. And I was, I grabbed that from the back of my recessed mind, and there it was, kazoo. And it just seemed like a fun, energetic.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
So I appreciate that. That was an idea that we brainstormed all those years ago, and it was useful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I always love to see how people come up with names.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I first saw your place, I went, oh, because a couple of my first questions were, is this like a chain?
No, yeah.
It's just yours?
Yeah, just me. Everybody goes kazoo sometimes.
That's awesome.
Yep, so
It's super
solo.
interesting. Okay, so as we're wrapping up on things, I want to make sure, what am I missing? What am I not asking about your place that's cool, or background on everything that you would want people to know, or anything about our community or the way that you like our town?
Absolutely. We love participating in events. So I would say that's what we're looking to push into. So like I said, we just had Closet Traders. We have a performance troupe, so we are interested in having that group out and performing. We've had retirement communities come to us for private shows.
Yeah, how cool would that be?
Absolutely.
They love it.
They do. And because then it's a smaller environment, we can really cater to their needs and bring them in a way that feels safe. So we love to have groups come in for workshops. We love to push out into the community. So if it seems like having circus performance with some amazing young people would be useful to a business out there, reach out. We'd love to do that. If it seems like you have a population, say you're a daycare and you want something for summer camp, we'd love to have your population come out, and so we can have a whole bunch of interaction with the community that we haven't done yet. So think about how we could be connected to you out there, and we would love to do that.
Oh my gosh, I'm brainstorming out
Exactly,
in my mind.
right?
Like,
There's so many possibilities.
Yeah. Especially all the summer camps, all those things. And then I first was thinking like retirement places, or how much that they would love, and they need some entertainment.
Exactly.
You guys get to do your craft, and they get to enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And so circus is live. It's fun to learn the craft of circus, but at the end of the day, it's live performance. Like, we want to do the expression of, we've worked so hard, we want to give it to somebody.
Right.
So having an audience would be amazing.
Okay, so when it comes up to your next, do you call them recitals or performances?
Yeah, we have performances. We have one at the end of May.
The end of May.
Yes.
You'll have to keep me in the loop, because I would love for people to come out and like see that.
Yeah, that would be great.
Amazing. And I'm sure especially the kids are so proud of themselves.
They are, absolutely. And it's fun that more than just like your parents and grandparents come out, we have people in the community come out as well for our shows, because there's some amazing skill. The coaches that we have really shaped the students into some amazing performers. So you'd be stunned at how great they are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'll be there.
Thank you. I'm so excited to have you.
I'll be there.
Good. I'll let you know when it is.
Well, thank you for joining me today. I
Yes.
really appreciate all of your passion that goes into this, and you bring value to our community.
Thank you so
really
much.
do.
I appreciate that.
I'm just grinning ear to ear, because it's so fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to come over and check out the facility, because I've
Good.
never been in there.
I'll teach you to juggle.
Yeah, we will get that on video, and then we'll post that. That may be the epic
or on a
fails.
German wheel. We'll get you going upside down.
Challenge accepted.
I like it.
I will be in. So Jennifer, thank you so much. If anybody wants to get in touch with Jennifer at Circus Kazoo, you can go to the website, which is circuskazoo.com. Make sure to follow on the social ones. That sounds like it's going to be fun to watch. And I know, I'm not sure when the show is going to air, but I know the classes are, just give them a call. Go
They're
check
up and
out
running,
things.
and we can take you in the middle of the session.
Oh, you
so
can?
we can prorate your class cost if you get a hold of us, and we've already started. Please still come out.
Awesome.
We have spaces in our class. So.
I know, because there's so many parents are out there looking for something fun for their kids to do.
Especially in the winter, and it's great for athletes too. Like, if you are a baseball player, eye-hand coordination will learn to juggle, and that's just going to improve like your speed. Exactly. So
everything.
Yes.
Right?
Flexibility and range and strength. So there's a lot for athletes as well. Just come in your off season, and it feels like you're playing, but you're really gaining a lot of physical skill.
Let's see. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like the way you've done that. So, Grayslake, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate everybody. Make sure that you subscribe on whatever platform you are listening on, whether it's Apple, whether it's Spotify, whether it's YouTube. That way you don't need to check our social things and just pop up and give you the next time and a new person that's on. And once again, I encourage everybody, listen to the people that you don't know. Because you're going to learn more about our community, and that's the whole idea here, is to build community. So be kind to everybody, and those random act of kindness I like to spread, to just do one thing every day.
I love it.
One thing every day, right?
That's so great.
That'd be great. So thank you everybody for listening, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.